Alright, so we are here with the first off-season war, and it is actually the last war I do with NewN. I brought in Ultron, Hood, and Nebula. All three are debuff detox. However, as you're going to see in these videos, it is bugged. We are missing the 5-second debuff immune window when reaching, I believe it's 5 or 6, whatever the max charges are for this tactic. So Path 7 here, Hood, thought it would be a pretty easy counter to Sersi here. One thing that you're probably realizing here that I do forget is that I can use the dash back hold block invisibility to get an opening. I was trying to work in an intercept to get things rolling so that I could stagger the glancing and the transmutation buffs. But we worked it in, ends up being fine. Start rolling with special 2s. We get a nice little intercept there as well, or just an opening there. Glancing was on cooldown, so we baited out a heavy. And then here I'm trying to make too much space and actually dex back before the actual time to dex again. Thought I was going to be able to dex one more time, and the window was too tight. So we took a big old chunk off of our health there. Yeah, was not the plan, but whatever. This time we use the invisibility to create the opening instead of trying to intercept. Now we're rolling some special 2s, and this should finish her, so I'm going to block her, come in. I didn't heavy her for whatever reason. And then I know this is going to finish her, so I'm just kind of letting it expire on its own as I bait out some special attacks, and boop, down she goes. So he counters her really well. And she's not much of a problem this season without Conduit. This Apocalypse fight, I just went ahead and took with Ultron. And it is just a really long fight with Vivified. Most of the health I lose is from Brute Force. There is one spot where I kind of miss a block and take a combo. But for the most part, this was not a quick fight. I couldn't utilize Carterize as much as you want to with an Ultron fight, because I always had to back off after throwing a special 2 or a special 1 and couldn't land as many hits as you would want. Ideally, I probably should have heavied and then thrown a special attack and just take that damage, but it is what it is. Pretty safe fight, but obviously you would use a stronger counter for Apocalypse here, especially since he's not an unsteady ground defender, so we don't have to worry about glancing. But you can see here there are a lot of special 2s dexed. A lot of AI pro moves where they wait until you're brute forced to finally throw a special attack. But yeah, this is the fight, nothing special. Just gonna let it play out. Next one, a pretty lopsided fight for me. Nebula versus this Dragonman. We're just going to shut down robotic abilities. Get to 5 charges, and then the node and the champion abilities don't exist. So it's just fighting. You bait out special attacks, and you block them, or you dex them. And then you retaliate. Sorry, that was a yawn. So yeah, I don't think I get to 20 charges the first time before I parry and throw special 2. I might have. No, I can't recall. I think I get, no, I don't get cornered. And then I have to build up a second set, which kind of was a little interesting because I get 2 debuffs from him throwing a special attack without me having any charges up. But again, not a big deal. Power gain is gone. So there wasn't another debuff to get from him. Yep, there it is, the double at 20. This doesn't knock him out, so no boosts. Kept him at 10%. There are the double debuffs. And I'm just gonna combo him out, I think. Or we parry him here, and he just shocks away. Yep. And down he goes. So, pretty easy. What I was curious to test, especially if debuff detox was working, was Ultron versus this Havok. And the reason it's not going to work due to debuff detox not working the way it should is that I'm not going to be able to remove or go debuff immune at a certain point when I need to, so that I can start doing some well-timed blocks to gain an armor up. So what you're going to see is a pretty easy, pretty smooth start at the start. I guess I could have just been consistently pushing him to special 2, but I was really trying to test the attack tactic, especially with the cleanse charges. And there's just a point where he gets unblockable after he throws a special 1, and I can't parry anymore, and the armor ups on me are going to expire, and then I detonate. So there goes the armor ups, there's the detonate. And that's where, if I can remove those debuffs and remove the unblockable, I'd be able to get an armor up back up for when I'm not debuff immune. But it is what it is. We go back in, see if we can clean up the last little bit. Maybe it'll go differently this time. Probably not. I actually went back after these 2 fights to see what was going on, because I thought each time that I detonated that I still had an armor up on, and I was curious where they went. And then I just realized their duration just isn't long enough from the time I actually did the well-timed block to when I died. There was a lot of time. So here's the other one. Boop. And Havok's pretty much dead, so we just decide to go in and just clean up with Nebula, knowing that I cannot parry here, at least his contact hits, not his non-contact hits, because she won't transfer the shocks with those. And I mean, easy finish. It's not that we need the debuff detox counter there, it's just that was my only path left to pick when assignments were chosen by everybody. And I just decided to mess around with Ultron Hood here on King Groot. I decide to go special 2s a lot here, just to kind of see how many hexes I can build up and if I'm going to run out of bullets. And I don't, which I was expecting. The 1 heavy at the start is the only thing I take. The rest, it's special 2, utilizing miss for easy openings, ending with light attacks so I can kind of conserve bullets and take advantage of either staggering a buff or miss to build some more. And he actually does pretty well. It's a lot faster this way, getting to the 50 hex mark before trying to detonate him. And I do believe I get a really good detonate off of this one, off of the miss mechanic. So I'm starting to see my bullets are getting low. I'm doing the math quickly. It doesn't look like I'm going to get to 50. So I start trying to cause miss more. Maybe lay off on throwing the special 2 right away. At least let stagger do some work. There we go. We got some buffs now. Boom. There we go. That special 2 was big. Gave us a nice chunk of bullets. Got that special 1 out. Throwing another special 2. Being aggressive here because we know we have the 2 free misses. I did not realize it was expiring there. Trying to use miss again. So we almost lost it there. This special 2 we are going to block. Get him to come in. Throw the heavy. Boop. Goes King Groot. But that was the end of that off-season war. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give it a like. Hit subscribe. And I will catch you not at the next one. I'm in the middle of transitioning alliances, so I will not be able to join. But the 3rd off-season war, I will see you guys on that one.